My name is Rob Kuchta, and I was in the corporate world for a long, long time, like 19 years, and kind of grew up there, and really only knew one thing and kind of got embedded into a certain, I guess, lifestyle and world. And 3 years ago, my wife, she went into a different type of business, and I thought she was crazy at the time because, you're used to one little area and you only think that this one little ball world exists. And yeah, so she left and started to be quite successful. And because of that, I was able to, a year and a half later, lead myself. Oh God, I just think that you're just open to more things. I find that before there was lots of negativity in how you looked at something. So you would always come up with an excuse like why that wasn't a good thing. But now I find if something isn't overly positive, instead of looking at it and just say, oh, these are the three negatives, now you got the three negatives, but then you're looking at, well, what are the three positives that can come out of it, right? I'm seeing a lot of advantages in business right now as you go in and these people are looking at, like a piece of equipment, for example, and they're looking at it negatively. Oh, this is everything that's wrong with it, right? And I think, okay, well, if we do this, and this, all the things are going to be right with it. So it's a total reversal in whether it's whether you're thinking about doing something with your kids, whether you're doing something work-wise, whatever the case is, it's just a total different way of thinking about. It's a different outlook, I guess. Emotions, instead of having a radical change in emotion, you are more, you stay more on a neutral ground for a longer period of time. So things can escalate more than they would have in the past before you would have a trigger point. Where before, based on you're already triggered, right? Like you're already done for the day. So you get home and oh my God, like I remember when I was working, when I was giving shit because I'm like always, burning everything on the barbecue. I'd come home and I'd be exhausted, right? And she wants me to barbecue. It's the last thing I want to do, right? So my mind's not there. I'm thinking of everything that's going on throughout the day. And meanwhile, the barbecue's on fire. Like the chicken. Well, it's Cajun blackened chicken now, right? Which is not what we were going for, right? But now, when you have time, you're now I find, you turn the music on the deck, you have a drink, you barbecue, the food turns out perfect. It's just because you're just more neutral as opposed to more jacked up, I guess you could say. Mm-hmm. And it has a lot, and as we learned, it has a lot more to do with just your emotions. It's how you eat as well too. So what you're putting into your body is going to affect your thinking process as well too. So that's a big part of it as well too. It's not just the emotional side, or it's not just who you surround yourself with. It's also what you're eating as well too, right? Year and a half that I've been on, there's just so many new learning opportunities, and I just find when you dive into one area, then you're going boom, 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 boom. And maybe before I was just closed-minded. Maybe I was just at a point where I just had a certain belief system. But now I find that because I'm working on being more observant, you're seeing more, and then maybe you're seeing those opportunities where before you're closed-minded and you see things, but you're not picking up what's being laid down in front of you, right? The biggest thing is probably, a better relationship at home with Dawn and the kids, because you're able to spend more time with them and do more things with them. I'm dealing with, in my work life, I'm dealing with people that I really want to deal with. Like you're almost able to pick and choose now, like who resonates with you and who doesn't resonate with you. And, there's some really, really good people out there that you want to work with. I think I take more time for myself. Like I just, I book in like acupuncture. Yesterday I booked in massage, or you'll just, 3 o'clock at the day, if you think you're, pretty much done your work for the day, you can just go for a walk and do whatever you want. I just I love the freedom. The freedom is massively huge. Where before I felt like, hey, 4:58, 4:59, 5 o'clock, I can ride around the door. And somebody walks in, especially in the parking lot, and you're right back there, and then it's 6:30, right? Or now, 3 o'clock can go around, you can say, oh my God, it's a beautiful day. I'm going for a walk. You're going to go pick up cash early from day home, or whatever the case is. I'm just going to go for a walk with a bond. Like that is, or do nothing. I'm just going to go sit and do nothing and just look around. Like that's the freedom. I think I feel a lot more relaxed, I guess you could say. Like I really feel like I can sit back. I find myself sitting there sometimes and just breathing and trying to just kind of, you know, stay nice and calm and put myself in a state or think about what's going on and how to resolve it. I just find myself just doing a lot more thinking than I did before, where before I was doing a lot more responding. Like a situation with here, I just, you know, response, and then I could never catch up. Or now you can think about things, okay, and this is how we're going to do this, and how this is going to do this, and how we're going to do this, and that is, you know, been huge. You know, I believe if there's something that you really, really want to do, you know, that it is attainable. You know, I thought I was locked into a certain, you know, position for a lot of years and just didn't think there was any other world. I thought that, you know, I got put there for a reason, and, you know, I probably was put there for a reason, but, and then I just felt like I couldn't do anything else. And now I'm doing what I really want to do and have the freedom to do it. And, you know, I watch other people and, you know, they really want to do something, but they're really scared to make that jump, right? And then, you know, when we had a gentleman the other day, he said, oh my God, he goes, you're doing what 90% of the people wish they could be doing, right? Or not 90% of the people won't take that jump, right? So that's the biggest thing, is it's doable. Whether you know, I was a believer with the bond. This ain't gonna happen. She's gonna do it for a little bit. She's gonna drop out and, you know, go back to work. And man, oh man, that's the furthest thing from our life now. Free. I feel now that I was in a long-term jail sentence, and now I just feel like a free man. That's just you know, it's actually, that's what I do feel like. I feel like before, you know, you have this belief system, you're in this group, and that you only knew what was there. And then now I feel like a prisoner that's been released from a camp, that's been in this camp for 20 years, and now I'm learning all these other things about the world that I never knew existed before. Very true statement to me. You know, somebody that's motivated and has a dream, it doesn't know how to engage themselves to achieve that. They don't know the steps possible. And I kind of did mine was kind of reverse, right? Because I left and then jumped into this. So holy smokes, I need some guidance, right? I need some help. I don't know how I'm going to do this, right? But somebody who's on the fence, that wants to do something, that believes in something, but needs a kick in the ass to help them get to that point, right? Mm-hmm. I think is a big fit for what you do, or someone who is in my position where they've just endeavored into something totally different, and they want to, and they need some guidance, because it leads you to a tremendous amount of different knowledge that you're probably going to not look at yourself, right? You get people just, they think they're going to do their own research, but I think you need guidance, and I think you need someone kicking you in the butt saying, okay, this is what we're going to do, and talking about it. If you don't have somebody that's guiding you, that's not talking to you about what has happened, you know, in the previous week or the previous month or the previous 6 months, most of my revolutions have been through reflection. And if I didn't have that reflection, you know, I probably wouldn't have the revolution. Even though it happened, I probably wouldn't have been aware of it. And because I'm aware of it, then I'm very conscious about it now. You know, it's always nice for me to review what is transpired, and just knowing that you're on the right path and you're doing the right thing. And you know, I just love when things come up that you have interest in, like holy smokes, now we're gonna, you know, dive into that, and it's a whole new area, because it does lead you to different events or different things you do in your life, which I really, you know, because you're not always just gonna have a plateau that keeps going like this, right? Sometimes your plateau will start to go like this, and when it does, you need, you know, Crystal is there to get you back going this way. Even if you don't think you're on that plateau, so I've found you a couple times, you've caught me going that direction and have put me back on track. So, and that is very helpful as well too.